Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all the honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, Bahashim, HEATHENS. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, whom I learn from daily. Shalom to all you sincere Akim. YAHAWASHI for listening and tune in as well. And I just wanted to, quickly show this and touch on this video. It was put up by a news channel called 11 Alive. And it reads, Navy jets collide during Idaho Air Show. And the reason that I'm touching on this, is to just show you, man, that Esau, Edom, and the rest of you heathen, all right, but beginning with Esau, Edom, because, he on the left hand, he was blessed with the sword, all right, which goes into his military, his fighter jets and his things, things of that nature. This shows you that you heathen, you're not gonna defeat YAHAWASHI, and you ain't ready to take on YAHAWASHI and the angels, man. You can't even get your cadences and your rhythm down during the air show. All right, two Navy jets, okay, collide during the air show and almost kill each other. Okay, what do you think? What do you think is gonna happen when the chariots, get that command to go full attack mode? Okay, you heathen, man, you ain't ready, man. All right, and YAHAWASHI and the angels is gonna destroy you, heathen. Okay, it's not even gonna be a competition. All right, the Lord is just giving His Son, He's just giving His Son, something to play around with. Okay, with you heathen, man.
Navy jets collided mid-air during an air show. This happened at an Air Force base in Idaho yesterday, and one aviation expert says it's a miracle that everybody on board survived and that we should not rush to judgment concerning the cause of that crash. Let's get more from Bridget Chavez.
This video shows the moment two Navy aircraft crashed during an air show demonstration. The two EA-18G Growlers are intertwined, then a flash, smoke, and debris begin falling. Seconds later, 4 parachutes open, and moments after that, the aircraft crashed to the ground, causing an explosion.
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a big flash, and I look over, and immediately I see the 4 parachutes.
The crash happened just after noon Sunday at Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho.
Once I saw the black smoke, I knew that there was something was wrong.
A Navy spokesperson confirms the 2 Growlers collided while performing at the Gunfighter Skies Air Show. Both aircraft were assigned to Electronic Attack Squadron 129 from Whidbey Island. 4 aviators were involved. The Navy says all of them successfully ejected and are being evaluated by medical personnel.
That is a miracle when particularly jet airplanes come together. It's usually not a very good outcome, so that's a good outcome for today.
Kerry Grant is an assistant professor of aeronautical science. He's also a former Air Force instructor.
When you are in a formation, you have your lead, you have your wingman, and it's always the wingman's job to make sure that you keep your lead in sight at all times.
Grant says the aircraft appear to come together one above the other.
And in order for those airplanes to come together like they did, one on top of the other, the wingman probably lost sight of his lead.
He says the investigation will look far beyond the video.
When we start investigations, we find out that most accidents are not a single cause. Sometimes.
All right, so, as you see, man, you heathen, you ain't ready for YAHAWASHI and the angels, man. Okay? You never will be. All right, because YAHAWASHI said, what did he say? He will not meet thee as a man. All right, matter of fact, before I go any further, let's go ahead and grab that. Slack. This is Isaiah 47:3, and it reads, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. All right, speaking about you Edomites. Okay, your nakedness is being uncovered. People are seeing you for the devil, man, for the wicked, all right, for the evil one. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance. All right, the Lord, the Lord YAHAWASHI is coming to take vengeance on you, you Edomites, or you heathen, beginning with you Edomites, man. And I will not meet thee as a man. All right. When the Lord returns, when He makes his second return, He's not gonna meet you Edomites as a man. Meaning what? He's coming with full power, man. Full power given from Yahweh, man, given from His Father. All right, in the vessels, the chariots that they're gonna be in are going to be. They ain't gonna be no. It's not gonna be it ain't gonna be a match for you, Slakia. It's not. Your fighter jets aren't gonna be a match for those chariots, man. Okay, you devils can't even. You can't even. You can't even do anything right. In the air when it comes to a show. Air show. And you always see this, man. You see this. You see these sort of things take place. Countless dozens of times where you see these, these jets or these fighter jets, they collide or they somehow make contact with each other and then they go down. Hey, that's the Lord. Hey, the scriptures say a man's goings are the Lord. So the Lord He's making you do these things. He's allowing these things to happen to show that you ain't nothing but men. All right, to show us that you ain't nothing but flesh and men, and you getting ready to be destroyed, man, by Yahawashi. All right, this is going to be Isaiah 31 and 1, and it reads, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help." Okay, speaking about you Israelites. All right, you're gonna be destroyed if you go down to Esau to continue, in this wicked ass rulership, man. All right, you want Esau to help you, when it comes to the things you need help with, but you don't go to Yahweh Shema Shai to receive help. You go to the devil and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. You think because Esau has, the so-called greatest military, that you good. Whenever you hear something about a so-called UFO, or which are the chariots of Yasharallah, you think, oh, I'm safe. We're good. We got the greatest military. Not knowing that that's a part of your salvation. All right, but nevertheless, you're gonna have a lot of Jakes in the army that they're gonna fight against these chariots, and they're gonna lose because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Yasharallah, neither seek the Lord. All right, right? You not thinking that it's the Lord behind these chariots, these so-called UFOs. You just think you believe what Esau tells you. Oh, those are aliens. They're little green men. They're this, they're that. No, those are the angels of Yahweh Shema Shai, man, and they come in to wage war, which Lord willing, I'll be able to go into this weekend when I go to camp. I'm gonna touch on the chariots, man, because the chariots have been getting a lot of attention. The government starting to bring out certain things concerning the so-called UFOs. Why, man? Because they know that these chariots are getting ready to come down here and wage war, man. Verse 2, yet he also is wise and will bring evil, and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of evildoers and against the help of them that work with iniquity, man. All right. So the Lord he's getting ready to arise upon you evil, wicked ass people, man, beginning with you Edomites. Verse 3, now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High God Yahweh. Okay, this video proves that. All right, the chariots don't make mistakes. All right, the chariots of Yahweh Shema Shai don't collide with each other. They're always in order. All right, and whenever you see a video with the chariots and and they're flying, they're always in formation. They're always in order. All right, they ain't gonna somehow accidentally collide with each other. No, they're perfect. The angels are perfect beings, man. Okay, they don't mess up and go off like we do, like this flesh. But Esau's flesh, man, and he's the weakest form of flesh. Okay, and their horses. Now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High God Yahweh, and their horses flesh and not spirit. All right, the chariots are guided by the angels and guided by their spirit. That's why they're able to do the things that they do. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fall together. All you people gonna fall. You 2/3 that believe in Esau and his military, you know, you heathen that believe in Esau and his military, you heathen, you really think that by coming and joining forces with Esau, talking about you elites, you thinking that you got a chance against YAHAWASHI in the host of angels. All right, you really think you got a shot at defeating YAHAWASHI. Okay, it's the scriptures say you're gonna fail, man. All right, you gonna fail your ass off. You gonna get a big ass F dealing with YAHAWASHI, man. YAHAWASHI is gonna smoke you devils, man, in your weak ass fighter jets, man. Can't even keep it together in the air show. This is Psalms 9:19. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail, let not the heathen be judged. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. All right. You heathen, you ain't finna prevail. You're not gonna win. Okay? You can't even get your air shows correct. I believe there was another one that happened. I want to say a couple years ago. I want to say it happened somewhere out west, maybe Arizona. They were having some sort of air show, and two jets collided and exploded. All right, hey, you devils are through, man. Psalms 9:20, put them in fear, O Lord Yahweh, that the nations may know themselves to be but men, Selah. All right, and that's what YAHAWASHI is coming to do. Okay, when the Heavenly Father Yahweh sends His Son, when He gives them that order, all right, to come down here and wage war with you heathen, He's gonna put you in fear. All right, to let you nations know that you ain't nothing but men. All right, you ain't no gods, man. You ain't finna be gods. You never will be gods. All right, you can come with your so-called New World Order. You can come with whatever you want to. Or you can come with your cyborgs. You can come with your super soldiers, that you got tucked off. You can come with whatever you want to. It's not gonna stop YAHAWASHI and the angels and the elect men. You can't forget about, the elect men that YAHAWASHI is getting ready to turn up as well, man. All right, and get those supernatural powers. Okay, we're gonna be flying in the air, fucking them jets up, doing all sorts of things that you see in movies, man. The elect men are gonna be able to do those things. All right, Revelations 12:17, and the reason there was war in heaven. All right, you Christians, you think that Satan, the spiritual demon Satan is gonna be fighting with YAHAWASHI in heaven? Nah, man. This is speaking about Esau, all right, and YAHAWASHI and the heathen going at it, man, and the elect men. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Okay, who is the dragon, man? All right. I believe when you go back to, I forgot which empire it was. All right, Salaki, forgive me. But I know Esau used a dragon symbol. Okay, I believe. When he wore his attire, he had the dragon on him. All right, he's the red dragon, man. All right, the dragon fought in his angels. Okay, speaking about what? His military. Okay, Esau and his military is gonna fight against the Archangel Michael. Okay, against the chariots, man. All right, with these different fighter jets, and these devils probably got clone chariots that they gonna try to mimic, and go against YAHAWASHI, in the chariots, man. Okay, just speaking as a man, we don't know, but you know, hey, Esau's getting ready to he's getting ready to pull out fully his blessing. Revelations 12:18, and prevail not. Okay, you ain't gonna win. All right, so those of us that believe in how about Shema Shai, we ain't got nothing to worry about. This devil, he can come with whatever he wants to come with. His new world order, his chip, his whatever, man. All right, we ain't got nothing to worry about. He ain't gonna prevail. Neither was there place found anymore in heaven. Are you gonna be utterly destroyed? Revelations 12:9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. Okay, that old serpent, what is it speaking about? Going back to Genesis. Okay, the serpent in Genesis. Esau, that's the same, it's the same spirit. Okay, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. All right, meaning his military is going to be destroyed. Okay? You ain't got no chance against Yahawashi and the angels. Okay, you crashing in air shows, man. Which an air show is supposed to be, that's supposed to be one of the easiest, flies that a pilot can do. All right, there's no other planes, chasing you. You're not in an actual war. You're not really, having to really get out the way like that and do maneuvers. You just doing simple stuff, and you still crashing. Goddamn devils, man. This is 2 Ezra 13:1, and the reason it came to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. Okay, we went it off here. This is 2 Ezra having a vision. 2 Ezra 13:2, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. 2 Ezra 13:3, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Who is this man speaking about? Yahawashi. All right? And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen unto him. All right? And that's, Yahawashi is going to put that fear on you heathen, man. All right? You heathen going to be shook to the max when Yahawashi returns. 2 Ezra 13:4, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. All right, speaking about those magnificent laser beams that's gonna be coming out them chariots, man. All right, some of you heathen you ain't never seen before. Okay, you gonna see a gigantic chariot. All right, chasing your fighter jets, burning them up with ease. 2 Ezra 13:5, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of a number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. All right, speaking about the other heathen nations. All right, they're all gonna try to come together to, all these nations different, fighter jets, which they all have different, different types of jets. Russia has different type of fighter jets. China and Japan got different type of fighter jets. The UK, things of that nature. They all gonna join forces against Yahawashi. 2 Ezra 13:6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. Speaking about Yahawashi's chariot, his vessel, he's gonna be in. All right, it's gonna be so huge. It's gonna look like a mountain, man. All right, you see mountains. Mountains are huge, depending on where you go, man. All right, I've been, deep off into, down there in the Grand Canyon and things that Nevada and all that, man. They got some big ass mountains down there, but Yahawashi's chariot is gonna be even bigger than that, man. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna take up it's gonna take up the whole sky, man. Okay, watch that movie, not Training Day, a movie with Will Smith, Salakia. Uh, the movie with Will Smith. I can't think of it right now, but it's when he's going against the so-called aliens, and that big chariot shows up, man, takes over the whole sky. 2nd Ezra 13:7. But I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. Meaning what? He couldn't measure it. All right, he couldn't see where it started and where it ended, man. That's how huge Yahawashi's chariot is going to be. 2nd Ezra 13:8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they that was gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, but yet there's fight. All right, that fear going to be on you heathens, because that's when you're going to realize your jets, your vessels are no match. All right, and that's when you're going to start pissing and shitting yourself. But hey, the Lord's still going to put that spirit on the fight. 2nd Ezra 13:9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. All right, Yahushua, he's not even finna do anything really, man. It's like he's not even gonna even really have to. He ain't gonna get dirty at all. All right, he's 2nd Ezra 13:10. But I only saw that he sent out his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast sparks and tempests. Okay, those laser beams, man. All right, those laser beams gonna be hot. All right, and they gonna destroy and disintegrate anything that gets in his path, man. 2nd Ezra 13:11. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire and flaming breath and a great tempest. It fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. All right, that's what Yahushua is gonna leave Esau's military as. Okay, dust, man. That's it. Dust. He's gonna grind you heathen to powder. All right, that's the power that Yahushua is coming with, man. All right, your little, fighter jets, and can't even keep it together in formation and the air show, no match. All right, but with that, we'll close it. Lesson Allah, when it was edifying. Till next time, Shalom.